So I've been wanting to talk about this. I really want to do it on YouTube, but I guess I'll put it on here and just download it because Facebook will give you a longer time. So basically, I wanted to talk about being black in corporate America and what I experienced my very first time in a real corporate America job. And some people probably can feel this. Some people might understand exactly what we go through in corporate America in New Orleans. So of course most people know I am a female rapper from New Orleans, and I was going through a time where I needed capital behind my music. So I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and get me a job to pay for my music. That way I could shoot videos when I want. You know what I'm saying? I could have photo shoots when I want, things of that nature when I wanted, but I needed a capital for that. So I filled out applications and I was getting like no, like probably like 10 no's, and I finally got a yes from the Sheraton on Canal Street in New Orleans. So I thought it was pretty cool because when I walked in, it was black people who looked like me. I never worked at a job where there were multiple black people, on an educated level and really a corporate level. It was always like little picks of jobs. Even when I worked at Tutti Frutti, like they were really, really racist. Black people they had to have that one token black person so they couldn't feel racist. But when I was working there, and it started off like the very first week, I started to notice that it was a lot of inequality. Something wasn't right. So I remember my very first week working at the Sheraton in New Orleans, I had a bob. It was like burgundy. And I remember I was talking to my white boss, and he just was staring at my hair. And I was like, why is he staring at my hair? But my mama already had told me, you probably won't be able to have that color hair because those type of jobs are, the type of jobs where they frown upon people when they have certain hair color and things like that. But the only reason I felt comfortable with the bob because there was a white girl that had the exact same color hair. There was an Asian girl that had like orange hair. You know what I'm saying? There was another like white girl that had like probably like burgundy hair too. So I was like, well, they have it, then it shouldn't be a problem if I have it. So I remember sitting with my white boss and him staring at my hair. And then I remember probably like after lunch, he sent one of the black supervisors to tell me that I couldn't have that hair color any longer. It was not a part of the dress code. It was against the rules of the Sheraton that you couldn't have burgundy hair. So it really pissed me off to the fact that I went to HR to complain about it because I felt like, so black women, we can't have burgundy hair, but white women can have burgundy hair. Like y'all just complimented a white woman when she walked in the door with burgundy hair and told her how good her hair looked. Y'all like that color on her. It's so beautiful on her. And then like to add insult to injury, they told like every black girl that came with the burgundy hair. I remember they had a girl named Joy that worked there. Joy came with, her hair was black at the top with the burgundy at the ends. And then Aaliyah, another one of my coworkers, they had burgundy hair, and they'd also told her that she couldn't have it. But every day this white girl Lacey came to work, they told Lacey how good she looked with her hair, how beautiful her haircut and hair color was. Christy had sunset orange hair. Oh, it was so nice on Christy. They loved that hair color on Christy because she wasn't black. So I went to HR because it was really upsetting to me because I didn't understand why they felt like the only hair that comes out of black woman head is dark color hair, but multiple hair colors come out of a white person hair. That's not fact. That's not fact at motherfucking all. So I went to HR, and I remember being very upset when I went to HR, and I remember I wanted to speak to them and the person in private. I wanted to speak to them in private. I was like, can I talk to you? And she was like, oh, well, you can speak with me right here. It was an open room with another person in there. That one thing set me off, because I was like, if I'm coming to speak to you, it's no reason I should have to speak to you with someone else in the room. And then when I went on to explain my frustration, she turns around and tells me, oh, well, I don't think it's a racial issue because I'm black and Tom Jones, the HR director, is black. And I remember that moment because that was one of the moments where I never felt more betrayed in my life. Like, that's something that people like to use on you to try to make you feel like, you know, what you're saying is inadequate. So because we're all black, I can't feel like you're being biased against me. There are many black people who are biased against their own people. So at that point, I closed the door on any conversation I ever wanted to have with HR, because at that point I felt like I can't trust you if I'm coming to you and tell you about an issue and you're trying to take away from what I'm saying and saying that because you're black, it couldn't be a biased situation. So it was even funnier to me that, and I remember this day so vividly because they hired a girl that had like Little Mermaid Ariel red fire engine red hair. Like, her hair was so red. Like, and I remember so many people came to me, even the supervisor on duty, and was like, make sure you come back to work with your red bob, because they just hired somebody who has full on fire engine red hair when they told y'all couldn't have that color. So I remember that date. And so it was like, okay, so black people can't have burgundy hair. Now, this is the Sheraton that's right on Canal Street, our own people in our own neighborhood who are being this racist and biased against their own people. So they go and hire this girl with fire engine red hair. The hair was so red that everybody was like, how does she get to have that color hair? So then it make things even worse. Like, every white person who came in the door, they would keep them in a position from probably 4 months to 5 months. But when you start working there, they always tell you that you're not eligible for promotion until you've been in a company for at least 6 months. But they made sure that this same girl who they hired with the fire engine red hair, they made sure that she was promoted in 4 months. So you make black women train these white women for them to come in and do better than us. You oppress us the whole time and leave us in the same position. Even if we apply for other positions. Like, when I worked at the Sheraton, I had applied for over 230 jobs throughout New Orleans, Louisiana. Throughout New Orleans. Marriott properties altogether, I'd applied for over 230 jobs. And every time, I never even got a call on the phone. I never even got an interview. I never even got even within my company that I'd been working for over a year, I never even got the chance to even sit down with a person to discuss my experience, my college degree, anything. So, but a white person with no degree, no further history other than what we've trained them, the people, us, black girls with educations who going to college to try to do better. But you keep us oppressed. So I remember writing a long email to the HR director, Tom Jones, at the Sheraton on Canal Street about the white people being promoted within 4 months when they haven't even done their full 6 months. And he pretended like he was so concerned and, you know, that he wanted to have a conversation with me. But in reality, that never happened. We never got together. He never set up a meeting. Yet another white person came in who was not even, like, I can't even explain to y'all. Could you imagine working hard and learning as much as you can learn to thinking that in life you're going to move up because you know so much, and then like a white person who don't even have a college degree, only been on the job for 4 months. When she's on the job, this girl sat in the back with them and made friends with them. She never did work. She just sat in the back and they allowed her to sit in the back. So because she became friends with them, they allowed her to move up within 4 months, when they said everybody else, it takes at least 6 months to move up within your company. So again, I'm baffled at that point, because you're making us black girls train people to take the jobs that we're applying for. I applied for a rooms controller position and they skipped over me. They didn't interview me or anything. They just gave the job to the white girl who was only at the company for 5 months. Meanwhile, I've been there for a year and had an educational background plus that. So I wrote him that letter, and I basically outlined that I felt the way because as a black woman in America, all you have in this world is your education and your experience on the job, because that's how they tell you you're gonna make it ahead in life. And you telling us because we're African American women we can't do better? They had African American women that worked at the Sheraton New Orleans front desk who'd been there for 5 years and was still at the front desk, and it was not by preference. You know what I'm saying? Like, they had this girl I'll never forget. She told me her and her friend's story on how they'd applied for rooms controller position, and they had a white man who was on the desk probably about 4 months, and they put him in a position before them. So when I applied for the rooms controller position the second time, I got an interview for it. So then they called me in the office to tell me that I wasn't getting the job because they felt like I didn't want to be at the job. Now, again, as a black woman, that pissed me off, because if I clock in every day, I come to work, I don't call off, I don't give you any problems. I've never been written up. I've never gotten any write-ups my whole time that I was there. You know, you didn't have anything on me. You just passing up me on positions because you don't like me because I'm outspoken and I tell y'all that y'all being racist. So they told me I didn't qualify for the position because they didn't give me the position because they felt like I didn't want to be there. And, you know, sometimes, you know, some people are just better in the position that they're in. You know, everybody's not made to excel. That's what the white man told me. So if you know me, I do not like a white person to tell me what the fuck I cannot do. You're not God. You're not anybody else. I don't like white people telling me what I can't do. Because I feel like as a black woman, coming from ancestry of Harriet Tubman and Madam C.J. Walker and all these people that fought for things, don't ever tell me, I don't ever want a white person to tell me where I need to be. That's like telling me, oh, sit down. You only good enough to do this. You ain't good enough to be better than that. You only good enough at this position because this is where we gonna let you be. So yeah, that pissed me off. So instead of going to HR, because I knew I couldn't trust HR, I reached out to the Marriott corporate office. And I sat on the phone with that woman for hours, telling that woman, because it was more than that. Like, these people were so racist, y'all. Like, I remember, like, I did a survey at the desk, and it was like, because every time a white person had a birthday, they would go out and buy them a cake from Chantilly. It was so bad, bitch, to the point that they had a motherfucking white girl that came from Russia. She didn't even like birthday cake, and they went out and bought her a birthday cake. They not bought not one black person in the office a cake. Every time a black person birthday came about, they said they never bought the black people a cake. But every white person that birthday came around, they bought the white people a cake. So I told him about it. So I'm like, so can y'all answer this question for me? How come when a black person's birthday comes around, y'all don't buy black people a cake? These people told me because the black people in the office don't always want to be off for their birthday. So you telling me you couldn't buy them a cake before their birthday? You couldn't buy them a cake after their birthday? You couldn't buy them a muffin? You couldn't buy them anything because they wasn't at work on the day of their birthday? Now I had a friend, Miss Deneen. Miss Deneen birthday came. We actually had a party for us for being the number one something. And we actually had a party at the skating rink. No, it was at the bowling alley. And I remember Ms. Deneen asked them what they're going to buy her cake for her birthday. They came to the skating rink and they came to the bowling alley and they still didn't buy Ms. Deneen a birthday cake for her birthday. But they bought every fucking white person in the office a cake for their motherfucking birthday. Okay? This is people. This is a corporate job. This is the Sheraton at 500 fucking Canal Street. Like, this is what they do to black people on the job. Like, they're not going to buy you a cake. You're not getting no cake. And then they're going to promote black people. They're going to promote all the white people before the black people because they don't feel like black people are smart enough or black people mean enough to want to do better in life. So, of course, it came to no surprise after I called corporate on them that they wanted to have a conversation with me about the claims that I made. So when I get in the office, it's me, the HR director, and the hotel manager. Because I told them that I refused to have a conversation with just the HR director because I'd spoken to him on multiple occasions and he'd done nothing at all about any claims that I had. So I'm speaking with these two people and the first thing that came out this motherfucking white hotel manager mouth was, well, you don't always speak intelligently. And that right there turned the conversation totally different because when I walked in the door, I was willing to compromise with them. But when the first thing that come out your mouth is we don't always speak intelligently, that is a slap in the face to any African American person. Because when you come from the city of New Orleans, it has absolutely nothing to do with the color of your skin. Bitch, you come from Ohio. So that's why you speak different. You're not from New Orleans, Louisiana. This is the way that we speak. Even if we're speaking educatedly, this is the way that we speak. We speak broken English because this is the lingo in New Orleans. Like, if you don't understand that, you in the wrong business, man. And then they went on to tell me, because I have so many followers on social media, and I have such a powerful, let me put it in their words. I have such a power with people that I can turn people against people through my social media control. Now, if you know me, you know I play on social media all day. But when it comes to serious things that I feel strongly about, yeah, I'm going to say how I feel because that's how I feel. Like, I don't make people do anything. If they coincide with me, they coincide with me because they can feel where I'm coming from. Just like y'all feel where I'm coming from. Like, they going to feel where you coming from. So after that situation that I had with them and them trying to blame everything and say because Soulja Slim was my brother and because I did music and I get all these plays on music and stuff, I could coerce people to do this, that, and the other. I kind of had my hands washed with them because I felt like now you trying to put things on me because y'all feel away because y'all have wronged me. Because y'all treated me. You wanted me to sit down as a black girl and shut the fuck up. And I'm never going to sit down and shut the fuck up. I'm going to tell you what it is. And that's why I'm on here right now. And I'm going to post this shit every motherfucking day until somebody who needs to hear it, hears it. And know that this is what's going on at the Sheraton in New Orleans. So, it didn't surprise me that on May the 4th, they fired me, right? They've been trying to get me out the door because I had so much stuff on them. Like, these people were so racist, y'all. Like, I never forget, like, they told me that, oh, sometimes you speak like you speaking with your friends in the community. I'm like, excuse me? You know, you could use your professional voice. I'm like, what does that mean? I'm not speaking white enough for you? I'm not being whitewashed enough for you? And then to top that off, like, I think the most disrespectful thing in the world to me is when people call you names. And they will call us names like Ain't Your Mama. Oh, what's up, Ain't Your Mama? That's a racist name. One day they told me, oh, we gonna send you back to the Family Dollar buyback program. These people went as far as they even called me Little Red Riding from the hood. Like, this is the Sheraton on New Orleans. Like, Little Red Riding from the hood this is what they call me. Little Red Riding from the hood. And they had a girl, her name was Rashia. And every day they would just keep calling her Ratshia, like she was ratchet. You know what I'm saying? Then there's another girl, her name was Cartasia. And they would just keep calling her Cartwheel. They had one named Chanel, but instead of them calling her Chanel, they was calling her Chantel. White people. Real life white people. Like, this is how they disrespecting us every day we come to work. And the fact that our moms had enough courage to give us certain names, they found that funny and made fun of the names that our parents gave us to try to strip us from our dignity. That's disrespectful. So they was doing anything in their power, like, to try to get me out the door. I had a show at South by Southwest. Everybody and their mama knew about this show at South by Southwest. I'd put my days in the system like months in advance. Like, they denied my days and then only gave me 2 days and told me that because I wanted that Monday off, I would have to call off and use it as a call off day. So you know what I did? I fucking called corporate. Then they would do shit like switch your schedule. I remember one time they switched my schedule and I didn't know that my schedule was switched. So all the time it had said 3 o'clock. So I went to the Zulu ball that night. What the fuck would you schedule me at 7 o'clock in the morning for, and you know that I went to the Zulu ball that night? Like, I wrote you an email telling you that I was going to the Zulu ball. So you deliberately scheduled me at 7 a.m. in the morning after the schedule had said 3 p.m. the previous week because you knew you was trying to get me. So they told me, so this was around the time for Mardi Gras season. You know the Sheraton is on fucking Canal Street and the parade passes right in front of Sheraton Hotel. It's no way possible if you telling me my shift is at this time at 11 o'clock. Y'all say my shift is at 11. The parade started at 10 o'clock. I'm still at home at 11, so I'm on my way down there, but you know that I'm not going to make it on time because it's no possible way there's a parade going on the Canal Street. These people try to write me up talking about, oh, it's a no call, no show because you was over an hour late. I'm like, how the fuck is a no call, no show, bitch? I clocked in on a motherfucking clock and I worked my motherfucking schedule. Like, y'all got me fucked up. I'm not signing no papers. Y'all gonna have to call corporate or somebody like that because I'm not about to sign these papers because y'all got me messed up. Like, no. So here's what they did, y'all. This how dirty they is. They could not ever fucking get me for any fucking thing. So it was my own fault. I remember Reginae was staying at our hotel. So I made a tweet and I was like, oh, Reginae smoking at the hotel. I ain't said what hotel. I ain't never said a name of a hotel. I ain't never said a location of a hotel. None of that. These motherfuckers, the fucking gay managers that work at the Sheraton, went and found my motherfucking, my Twitter page, downloaded all my tweets, and shipped it off to corporate. Next thing I know, I'm being fired for giving away guest information. That's what they said. Giving away guest information. So that was fine. I wasn't worried about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, life goes on. You could do better. You can always get better. So in the meantime, when I'm looking for a job, I filed for unemployment, right? They blocked my unemployment. So I can't get unemployment. Like, all this because y'all wronged me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then the simple fact that Marriott International, from all the claims that I made on these people about the racism that I was enduring on the job and the racism that we was enduring, never once did Marriott International ever reach out to me. They never called me on the phone. They never even set up anything. They lied and told the people that me and them had communication where we was going to set up a class and talk about how to treat black people. Never happened. Never happened at all. But those tweets asked me how quick Marriott International was on Skype trying to tell me about my life and that I was giving away guest information and all this type of stuff. Like, that's what you got to deal with, you know what I'm saying, in corporate America. Like, just because you speak up on the wrong that's been done to you on the job, you speak up about people treating you wrong because you're African American, because you're a black person trying to do better in life, people will frame you. Like, these people really framed me. Like, really framed me to get me fired. Like, nobody ever spoke, nobody ever called me and told me anything about applying for 230 jobs. Listen to me. 230 jobs. Every time somebody must have called them on the phone and asked them about me,